Falcon? What Falcon?
That Falcon drive!
Meet Margalo. She's gonna be staying with us for a while. You can use my cat's bed.
You have a cat?
Stuart Little 2 movie continues the beloved story of the small but courageous mouse with a heart bigger than most, expanding the world of the Littles and exploring themes of belonging, identity, and friendship in ways that feel both fresh and heartfelt. This imagined sequel acknowledges the enduring charm of the original stories while inviting audiences into a new chapter of Stuart's life, one that reflects not just childhood whimsy but the deeper journey of growing up. From the first images in the trailer, viewers can sense that this is a story grounded in emotion as much as adventure, a tale where laughter and heartache intertwine, reminding us why we fell in love with Stuart in the first place. The movie opens with Stuart living happily with the Little family, his mouse-sized perspective offering constant reminders that the world is bigger and more complex than it appears. Though still small in stature, Stuart's experience of life has matured. He has learned that being different is both a challenge and a strength. The Littles treat him as one of their own, yet he still grapples with moments of uncertainty, wondering where he truly fits in a world that constantly measures him by his size rather than his courage. This internal conflict sets the emotional tone for the film, as Stuart begins to question what it means not just to belong, but to matter. The supporting cast from the original story returns with warmth and depth, each character contributing to the emotional landscape in meaningful ways. Mr. and Mrs. Little embody patience, love, and stability, showing Stuart that family can be defined by love rather than sameness. Their gentle guidance helps Stuart navigate the bigger questions that come with growing independence. George Little, now a bit older himself, shares adventures with Stuart that feel authentic and playful, yet also mark the gradual transition from childhood to something more reflective. Their bond reinforces the idea that friendship transcends differences, and that love between siblings is a powerful force that shapes who we become. The story introduces new characters who challenge Stuart in unexpected ways. A group of street-smart urban animals becomes both rivals and unlikely mentors, their world contrasting sharply with the safety of the Little household. These characters live by their own rules, navigating a city that respects strength, wit, and adaptability. At first, they view Stuart as naive and unprepared for the real challenges of the world. But as the plot progresses, mutual respect begins to grow. These interactions broaden Stuart's understanding of community, showing him that belonging can take many forms, and that families are built through shared experiences rather than mere proximity. Conflict arises when a misunderstanding threatens the fragile peace between Stuart and the street animals. What begins as a minor disagreement escalates into a misunderstanding that could tear friendships apart. Stuart, ever the optimist, struggles to reconcile his desire for harmony with the harsh realities that his new friends have taught him. This tension becomes a central thread of the narrative, inviting audiences to reflect on how easily intentions can be misread, and how difficult it can be to bridge the gap between different worlds. The film tackles this theme with subtlety and heart, allowing humor and empathy to guide the emotional journey rather than melodrama. As the plot unfolds, Stuart embarks on a solo adventure that becomes a rite of passage. He ventures beyond the familiar confines of home and learns to navigate a world that is simultaneously wondrous and perilous. This journey is marked by moments of genuine danger, from towering obstacles that dwarf him to unexpected threats that test his courage, but also by stunning discoveries that remind him why curiosity and bravery are inseparable. These scenes are crafted to feel magical yet grounded, blending fantastical elements with relatable emotional beats that resonate with viewers of all ages. Stuart's evolution in this imagined sequel is not just about becoming braver, but about learning empathy, patience, and the importance of listening. Along the way, he encounters characters who have lost hope, who have retreated from life's challenges, and who have forgotten the joy of connection. Through his compassion and persistence, Stuart reminds them, and the audience, that small acts of kindness can ignite hope even in the most unlikely places. This message becomes a cornerstone of the film, Wrapped in moments that are both tender and uplifting, humor remains a key ingredient throughout the movie. But it is humor that springs from character and situation rather than slapstick alone. Stuart's clever problem-solving leads to laugh-out-loud moments, but these are always accompanied by warmth, reinforcing his endearing nature. His relationship with George continues to be a source of comedic relief, yet their interactions also highlight deeper themes of trust, loyalty, and the bittersweet nature of growing up. These scenes balance the story's more serious moments with lightness and joy, creating an emotional rhythm that keeps audiences engaged without overwhelming them. The antagonistic force in the film is not a villain in the traditional sense, but a series of obstacles and misunderstandings that challenge Stuart's faith in himself and in others. At one point, a character who initially appears hostile becomes a mirror for Stuart's own insecurities, teaching him that fear often masquerades as aggression. These nuanced conflicts elevate the story beyond simple good versus evil tropes, encouraging viewers to consider how perspective shapes conflict, and how empathy can diffuse tension in unexpected ways. Visually, the film embraces a blend of realism and wonder. The cityscapes are rendered with meticulous detail, making familiar environments feel grand and mysterious when seen from Stuart's tiny perspective. Everyday objects become monumental, and ordinary moments take on a new sense of adventure. This visual language reinforces the theme that wonder can be found in the mundane, and that perspective, both literal and emotional, alters how we experience the world. The animation style, rich in color and movement, supports the emotional beats of the story, ensuring that joy, suspense, and tenderness are felt as deeply as they are seen. Sound and music play a crucial role in shaping the atmosphere of the movie. Moments of quiet reflection are given space to breathe, allowing audiences to sit with Stuart's internal world, while sequences of discovery are energized by sweeping musical cues that elevate the sense of wonder. The balance between sound and silence becomes a storytelling tool in itself, underscoring key emotional transitions in a way that feels natural rather than manipulative. As the climax approaches, the misunderstandings that have driven the conflict begin to unravel. Stuart and his new friends must confront their assumptions and learn to communicate honestly, a process that leads to moments of vulnerability and revelation. These scenes are charged with emotional resonance, demonstrating that reconciliation is not instantaneous but earned through effort, listening, and humility. The film emphasizes the importance of understanding others' experiences rather than imposing one's own perspective. A lesson that feels deeply relevant in any era. The resolution of the story is heartfelt without being saccharine. Stuart emerges not as a perfect character, but as one who has grown through adversity. He returns home with a broader understanding of the world, a deeper appreciation for his family and friendships that span differences he once feared. The little household welcomes him not just with love, but with recognition of all that he has endured and learned. This reunion is tender, quiet, and reassuring, affirming that no matter how far one travels, home remains a source of grounding and belonging. Subtle moments throughout the film pay homage to the original story while also charting new emotional territory. These callbacks are woven seamlessly into the narrative, serving not as nostalgia for its own sake, but as emotional anchors that connect past growth with present challenges. For longtime fans and new audiences alike, these moments amplify the film's themes without overshadowing the fresh journey Stuart undertakes. Emotionally, the movie balances optimism with complexity. It acknowledges fear, disappointment, and misunderstanding, but frames these experiences as opportunities for growth rather than defeat. Stuart's resilience is portrayed not as inherent invincibility, but as a choice, a decision to hope, to trust, and to extend kindness even when it feels difficult. This message gives the film a moral richness that resonates beyond its runtime, inviting audiences to reflect on their own experiences of belonging and empathy. The film's pacing allows space for both adventure and introspection. Rather than rushing from one event to the next, it gives weight to moments that deepen character, allowing audiences to feel connected to Stuart's inner world as much as his outward journey. This pacing reinforces the thematic core of the story, that growth is not instantaneous but shaped through continuous experience. By the final moments, Stuart Little 2 movie leaves viewers with a sense of fulfillment that feels earned rather than imposed. The story does not wrap every thread neatly, but it honors the journey of its characters in a way that feels authentic and emotionally satisfying. Stuart's growth mirrors the experiences of anyone who has ever wondered where they belong, how they matter, and what it means to build community across differences. The lasting impression of the film lies in its gentle affirmation that courage comes in many sizes, and that love, patient, persistent, and kind, transforms not just individuals, but the world around them.